everyone, this is Angela with Real Estate Ladies Lounge in collaboration with No Shoes Media and Marketing. So today I am sitting here with Roger Crawford, one of the co-founders of No Shoes Media and Marketing. And a lot of us, like I happen to know Roger going back to with SunMed and all of that when he had the stores down here with SunMed. So you've had like,
wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, you've had a huge, this is a huge story. You know, your story is one that is just gives people a whole vibe of not ever letting anything, you know, get you down, and to keep hustling and grinding, because now here you are. You know, you guys, you and Amy both had suffered some losses, and now Amy has, you know, Drift and Turtle Company, which is so amazing and doing so amazingly well. She will be on one of my future podcasts if I can ever get her nailed down with her time, because she is such a busy lady.
Yes.
But I wanted to talk with you a little bit about what No Shoes Media and Marketing offer and what they do. If you notice, I said in collaboration with, because I am part of Roger's team, and we're just doing things and making waves and having fun, and it's literally about the community, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on here. So thank you for being on here. So give me a little insight as to how everything all came about with No Shoes.
Well, you kind of just gave a little hint to my recipe, and it's collaboration over competition. And so I'm a collaborator, I'm not a competitor when it comes to, and we're kind of all in this together, especially
Yes.
when you're small businesses, you're entrepreneurs. It's better if we're all in this together. And No Shoes was founded in one of the darkest moments of our lives, at the same time that we're losing everything. And when I say losing everything, I'm talking going from $85,000, $90,000 a month in gross revenue to zero overnight due to state legislation. It was out of our control. But what we did next is what mattered. And Amy and I, we've already overcome homelessness once. Mm-hmm. Literally, when we started out in our stores, we became homeless right there before, you know, when COVID hit and small businesses were being hit. We had just opened.
Yeah.
So we knew what it was like to be at rock bottom, but we had never known what it was like to be at the top of the mountain and then go to the bottom so quickly. Mm-hmm. So basically everything that we had been training for 6 or 7 years, we had to use low cost, no cost marketing, because we didn't have money. We didn't have billboard money. We didn't have radio money. We didn't have newspaper money. But what we learned that if we could take care of our neighbors and make sure that they stayed afloat, that they would do the same for us. And so we learned how to market in a really weird. She was a nurse.
Yeah.
I was a truck driver.
I was a nurse for 26 years too. Yeah. And then I got into real estate, and, you know, transitioning from going and taking care of patients to now, you know, taking care of clients in a different aspect, you know, with the home buying and selling process. Mm-hmm. You know, I had to learn things that I never had to learn before, which was social media and marketing. And so it is, I looked into a lot of the marketing companies that are around here, and no shade to none of them, because there are some very, very, very good marketing companies out here. But having a new business and being a new business owner, because as a real estate agent, as a realtor, you are your own business. You may work for a broker, but you are your own business. And I couldn't afford some of the things, you know, so I had to do my own, and I had to make a whole day of it. And then now starting another new business, you know, having to market that business is crazy. So it's nice to be able to have an option out there that can just, really, you're there to help. You're there to help. We're here to help network and communicate and show the community that this is a positive thing, that it's a good thing, and show people that are wanting to move down here and start businesses how it can be done, you know, with one less worry off the table. So what makes No Shoes? You know, we kind of touched a little bit about what makes No Shoes a little bit differently, but how do you focus on bringing attention to some of these smaller businesses out here? What is how's your strategy?
So with most, and this is what I've noticed in the market, and we basically used social media to go from homelessness to 3 stores, 2 homes in 2 states in 5 years. We literally used social media to do that. What I've noticed about most of your marketing companies is the camera's pointed the wrong way.
Right.
It's all about me and not about thee.
Yes.
And what we do is we're passion over profits.
Yeah.
So we sit down with every client. It's not cookie cutter. We're not
Right.
cookie cutter. So I want to sit down with each individual business owner, and I never want any client, future client, to think that just by looking at your bank account, you can't afford me. I want to be able to represent that single mom that's chasing her passion of becoming a baker. But I also want that big marina that's been in business for 20 years to know that I have people on my team. So we have a wide variety. We have different personalities. I want you to be able to come to No Shoes Media Marketing, marketing so simple, no shoes needed, that you can pick the creator of your choice. If you like local vibe, Ashley the local vibe. You like her vibe and you don't like my vibe, go with her vibe.
Right.
I don't want it to be cookie cutter, and I also want everybody to know that you can afford No Shoes Media Market. We will find a way to grow your business at whatever level you're at. And so to me, that's where we're different in the industry. And I also open my doors to all media marketing companies. I want to work with them. I don't want to compete. I want us all to be going in the same direction, because we're growing so quickly. I need creators, I need videographers, I need photographers and things like that, because we're growing at a rapid pace. And I do believe it's because people do catch that we are passion over profits.
Right. And so I became a member of your team just like, maybe a month ago. And, it's with the Real Estate Ladies Lounge. My goal when I started this was, again, to showcase. I could talk all day long about real estate, and at the end of the day, you have your own opinions, you have your own goals in mind and everything. And Zillow is so easy to get online and say, oh, okay, I don't need to listen to her. I can look on this, which is fine. Although Zillow's not completely accurate, so let's be clear here. Zillow is not very accurate. But my goal was to showcase the community. Who's in the community? What is it about? Because when I moved down here, I had no idea what, I Googled everything. And I had a place where I could have went and seen, oh, okay, so we've got this, we got this. But not just we have all these multiple businesses, but it's the people that are running them. Because this truly is what makes our community so great here, is because we've got an amazing community to pick and choose and showcase each of their businesses. So I'm really pleased to be a part of this journey, and looking forward to what your journey is. And I already know, but let everyone else know, what are your goals? What are the goals that you see in the next couple of years with where No Shoes Media Marketing is going to be at? And
I think disrupting the whole system. I believe that a lot of small businesses are being overcharged for services. They're not getting a return on their investment. I'm a free sample. The way I became very successful in my last industry is I was a free sample store owner, and I became a mentor to a lot of retail store owners around the country. They would call me and they'd be like, man, I've been in business longer than you, and yet I'm only doing a quarter of what you're doing. And, I just don't understand how you're able to sell that many products in one time. And I can't. And I said, here's the problem. Quit selling the product and start selling the relationship.
Exactly.
And what
because
you just
that's
said,
exactly what it's about, is the relationship.
I sell the relationship. So I'm not selling a product. I'm not selling a service. I'm selling me and what I intend to do with you. And that's where the passion over profits is so key. And what we're doing is, and it's already working. Yeah. Our analytics are showing it's working. And it just, it keeps me up at night knowing that I was a small business owner. Yeah. I wish a guy like me would have came along and said, I'm excited about your business and I want to help you.
Let's
and I'm not going to charge
it.
you much.
Let's showcase it. Let's put you out there. Let people see who you are and the type of business that you have and what you offer, because again, we're only as successful as our neighbor.
Amen.
At the end of the day, yes, we're a tourism, a tourist destination, but it's more than just that. These beaches are absolutely beautiful. They're gorgeous, but you have to have, it's like the cupcake. You need the icing to go on top, and you need the sprinkles, and you need all the other good stuff to go on to create a community that's caring and that loves people, and that's what showcases to tourists, because that's why a lot of people move down here after having been here, because they love the community. And we're doing a lot of different things too within the community. The Salty Shuffle that's going on, the fundraiser that's going to be going on June 13th is when they'll have their poker run. And I think that's kind of a big thing, and then we have Lee Charities, which we'll delve into all that, Sea Glass Initiative. We've got a lot of really amazing non-for-profits down here, people that truly just care about other people. And that's where you come in too, because you can showcase those.
And that's the second bit of advice I would give store owners that would call me. I would tell them, never say no to charities when they come through your doors. If you have $1 in your pocket, give them 75 cents, and God will always make sure you got a roof over your head and a full belly. Amy and I are not materialistic people. You asked me earlier, what do I want to achieve with this? I want to be able to go to bed at night knowing that every kid in my community went to bed full and not abused. That is one of my goals. And so our support, you mentioned the Sea Glass Initiative, the Salty Shuffle. It's the largest fundraising event. And what the Sea Glass Initiative does is I think they've housed 75 families.
Oh, yeah.
Permanent, not a Band-Aid.
It really is, in this day and age and the time after everything that's gone on, with COVID and the housing market and all of this and inflation and all of these things all accumulate, and they're overwhelmed, and it's just kind of bursted open that now you have a lot of these families that were down here living and they can barely get by. Yeah. And so how do we get a hold of you? I mean, you can get a hold of me and I can get a hold of him, but how do we get a hold of Roger to get Roger started on some marketing, or to find out how to sit down and talk and have that real conversation about what can I do to help?
Well, my ultimate goal is that each and every time you open your phone or your computer, there's No Shoes Media and Marketing. I was actually sitting with a gentleman the other day, actually Mitchell Lee with Lee Charities, and I just told him that, and he says, well, I need some help with my social media. He opens up his laptop, and there's No Shoes Media and Marketing and the Sea Glass Initiative. So we're on Facebook, we're on TikTok, Instagram. Just look up No Shoes Media and Marketing, the No Shoes team, Roger Crawford. My phone number is 501-520-7027.
I'll have all of that information too on there too.
And here's what I want to do. I want to come out and free sample what I do. I want to come out. Let's go hang out with each other. Let's sit down. Let's talk. I want to see your passion. I want to feel that passion. Right. I want to capture the moment that we're in at that time. And so I get really excited when I go into a new business. Especially
he does. We were talking about it earlier for lunch, and he was just like, and it's fun. It's to be around someone that's that passionate about their business, but passionate about helping other businesses and other people. That's liquid gold. So thank you so much for being a part of this, of the Real Estate Ladies Lounge, in collaboration with No Shoes Media and Marketing. I will make sure that I have some information for you so that you guys can go to the page. You can reach Roger, you can reach me. And if you have any questions, we can, sit down and have that discussion. But anyway, in the meantime, y'all have a beautiful day and be good to one another, and peace out.